Hello, all you lovely people out there in video game and podcast land. Thank you once again for joining us because we are so incredibly awesome and you miss the sound of our lovely voices. We are, as always, your split screen cynics, and we invite you guys to come over and join us on our virtual couch as we sit down, talk about video games, everything we love about them, and all the news that surrounds them, because that is what we do here in Split Screen Cynics Land. I am, unfortunately, today one half
R.I.P. Tim
of your split cynic team, pouring one out for the homie Tim. Unfortunately, Tim is not able to join us today.
He heard the topic and he was like, "No way."
Yeah, we said Kingdom Hearts. Sorry, guys, I have to. I got work to do.
Listen, there's things.
So it is just the two of us today. As I mentioned before, I am one half of your hosting duo for this evening. My name is Berto. Joining me as always is Garrett. Garrett, how are you?
I'm quite well. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right. Better today than yesterday. Actually, that's a lie. I woke up this morning not feeling too great because of all the crap I ate yesterday during Superbowl Sunday.
Oh, yeah. I had a bunch of garbage. That's like a tradition. I don't know why.
It is, but for some reason today I just woke up and my stomach was like, "Why?
Yeah.
Why did you do this?"
I always end up eating chips as like a meal. Like I'm like, oh yeah, well like I'll eat chips and dip, and then like those chips look good, so I feel awful.
Dude, same. We were over at a friend's house and we were just like all huddled by her counter in the kitchen. We were just eating like chips and dip, and we're like, we got to stop eating this crap. There's like sandwiches and stuff. And we're like, yeah, we really should. And then we're just like continuing eating the chips and dip.
Yeah. Super Bowl was kind of garbage anyway, I thought.
Yeah. Even the commercials weren't very good.
There wasn't good commercials. The halftime show was rough. I actually enjoyed the game. Like it was kind of defensive, but
yeah,
I'm not football. I'm not football.
You
one
are
of the
Garrett.
announcers, or both of the announcers, were phenomenal though. Like they were calling plays and like how the defense was working and stuff. I thought that was actually the highlight of the game. I don't know who it was.
It's funny. One of the announcers, Tony Romo, he was actually one of the prop bets for the Super Bowl because in his like broadcast career thus far, he's been so good at like calling the plays and the games that he's been calling. He's like, oh, the way that they're set up here, the defense is like pushed over to the strong side. Look for the quarterback to dump it off to the running back on the weak side. And like, sure enough, next play, just as he called it. And we're like, the fuck, Tony Romo?
He was killing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Super Bowl, who cares? That's not video games.
It's not video games at all.
Games.
Fuck the Super Bowl. Fuck the Patriots. Actually, no, fuck the Patriots. I'm a Jets fan. I'm bitter. To any listeners we might have in the New England area, congratulations. You have a dynasty. Whatever. Just keep listening. We love you guys.
Maybe
just
it's
not the
time
Patriots.
for someone else to win.
Don't hold it against us. We don't like the. Well, I don't. I don't know about Garrett. Garrett's indifferent.
Care less.
Come for the video game news. Stay for Garrett. Hate me because I don't like the Patriots. That's totally fine.
That's fair.
On that note, you can find this amazing show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and any number of other podcasting sources where you go and download this feed. Go listen to it, love it, like it, subscribe to it, leave us comments. We like all your comments. We want to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
And if you want to get in the running for 2019's comment of the year, you gotta start commenting. You want your cookie? Comment.
If we stink, let us know. If we're good, also let us know.
Yeah, we want to hear what do you like? What don't you like? If you don't like it, why? We'll try and change it unless it's like we don't like your face, in which case
we don't like Garrett. Could you just be Tim and Berto? All right.
No, they love you.
No, I'm the worst.
No, you're awesome. I love you.
I'm very flippy floppy. I'm like, well, no, games stink. I like this game though.
That's what makes it interesting. It's like, fuck this game. This game sucks. But you know what? It's kind of awesome.
Also, part of the housekeeping, next episode 2 weeks from now, Game Club number 3. We're doing Resident Evil 2 HD. We've been playing it. Everybody's been playing it. If you haven't been playing it, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. Because it's pretty dope. So if you do want to be part of the Game Club, all you got to do is play part of it, play some of it. Don't even play it. Who cares? But get at us. Give us some comments, questions about it. You could be featured on the podcast. We'll give you a little shout out if we like your question or comment. So please play along. Let us know. Definitely on Instagram, you can respond to that. I'll probably be putting more stuff on Instagram as reminders, but also, I don't know, email us. Talk to me at the bar. A lot of people at the bar listen. So, yeah. Boom. Berto, what you been playing, dude?
I I have been playing, aside from like the 5 or so minutes that I've touched on Resident Evil 2. That kind of got shelved. One, because I didn't want to burn through all the playtime ahead of the game club. But major reason is because a little game called Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. And
Ooh.
this is a game that I've been waiting an entire console generation for. 14 years to be exact, between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3.
A full teenage lifetime.
Oh my God. Like, people have been born and died waiting for this game.
I wonder if anyone like played the second one and didn't make it. I'm sure. Well, I'm sure some people.
Oh
did.
God, I'm sure.
That's kind of morbid, actually.
Pouring one out for all the homies that didn't make it, waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Berto likes this game so much that this episode is going to be him trying to convince me to play it. So we'll see.
It is fun and weird and all the things in between.
Now, are they? And I'm jumping ahead of myself, but are Kingdom Hearts games long? Are they like, what is general playtime? Are we talking 20? Are we talking 10?
No, you're looking at, and if you're doing just critical path on all the main stories, like the numbered entries, you're looking anywhere between 30 and 45 hours.
For a game or for the whole thing?
For the whole thing.
Okay, so they're not like crazy. They're not like these insanely long. Like
no. I mean, it's like your standard RPG length title.
Okay.
So Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, for depending on which outlet you've like read the review from, the reviewers there clocked in anywhere between like 35 and 45 hours. So it's not a terribly short game, but it's also not so incredibly long that you're gonna be like, when is it gonna end?
We'll get to that later when you try to sell me on it.
I'm having a lot of fun with this game.
Yeah, is it everything like it you thought it would be? Like,
pretty much.
Excitement still there?
Yeah, it's if you've played Kingdom Hearts, you know pretty much what you're going to get with Kingdom Hearts 3. You're gonna get the fantastic animation. You're gonna get the crazy story. You're gonna get, Keyblades and Disney characters. It's Kingdom Hearts. You know what you get. That's the best way to describe it. If you've played Kingdom Hearts and you're a fan, you're going to love the game. If you've never played Kingdom Hearts before and you're trying to jump in on this one, it might be a hard sell.
We'll see. More on that later.
Yeah, more on that in the third segment. So I don't want to burn too much material talking about Kingdom Hearts, but I am absolutely loving the game. My wife and I right now actually are like taking turns playing the game because we both have been waiting so long for this game.
Are you're playing separate save files, or are you kind of?
Yeah, she's playing on her PS4 and I'm playing on my PS4.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you had a couple 2-3 of those.
Yeah, well, Monster Hunter World. Thanks to
A+.
Thanks to that.
Also, Berto's got a new desktop that he built. So.
Oh my God, I love this thing.
Have you tried any games out on it yet, or are you kind of waiting? I also I have a bunch of games on Steam I could probably send you that are like gifts from Humble Bundles or something. So
that would be dope and much appreciated. Well, I downloaded a number of the clients already. I think I downloaded like the EA Origin. I got the Epic Launcher. I got Steam already. Created the accounts. I think I might have fucked up my EA Origins thing though.
Oops. No worries.
Well, the thing with that is because when you GeForce had a special when you buy like one of the new RTX cards.
Oh yeah.
You get the free game download. So I got the free Anthem download. And when it asked me to create an EA Origin account, I thought I put in my email and I put in my username, which is I'll be the one and only, like all my social media. So when I tried to log in with my email, it's like, this is not an account. I'm like, excuse me?
Oops.
I'm like, all right, forgot my password. Put in your user ID. I'll be the one and only. So I'm sitting there waiting for the email, and I'm like, did I put in the wrong email account?
Oops.
So now Anthem is tied to whatever email account I'll be the one and only is on, and I have no idea what email I put in there.
Yeah, I'm sure you could call customer service.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to reach out to customer service and be like, so funny story.
And EA will be like, no problem, just buy it again. Bye.
Yeah, I know they're gonna be like, oh geez, that sucks, but you know those really are one-time use codes.
Hopefully that works out for you.
But going back to your original question, have I been playing anything? I downloaded Hades. I bought it, so I tried that out for a little bit to get in on the early access because I love Supergiant, so I wanted to try that out off the Epic Store. Fun little game. Definitely want to put in some more hours on that.
Cool. We're actually one of the news topics is probably going to touch on that in a little bit.
Dope. So yeah, that's what I've been doing as far as video games. So nice little rounded experience playing with the new PC, putting in a couple of hours in Kingdom Hearts. Um, Good time is being had all around. But Garrett, let me ask you something. What you been playing, man?
So definitely Resident Evil 2. I've been working on that. I streamed it a little bit. I might stream tonight. Or tomorrow night. I actually picked Claire for the A side, so I've been doing that. I won't get too far into that. I also did download the Anthem demo. I did play that on PC. I don't know how I feel. It kind of felt exactly like I thought it would, which is it just feels boring. Like all your moves are just damage. They have combos, quote unquote, but the combos just do more damage. So I could see it being the thing. Like I bet you in 6 months to a year from now, when they get some patches in and there's a price drop, like I'll probably definitely pick it up and play through with friends. Yeah. But my initial impression was like, it's just you just hide behind cover and pop out and shoot stuff on repeat. The enemies are just dumb. Like I don't know. It didn't impress me whatsoever. I know it was a demo. I know, like whatever. Maybe it was tailored content. But if you're gonna make a demo, you should probably make it like impress people. So it also crashed several times.
Wow.
There was a tremendous amount of loading screens. The multiplayer there's no text communication on PC. Like you can't talk to people. So I don't like what is the point of that?
Yeah, that's kind of not good.
So like cuz like when you sign up for a mission, it was like auto matching me with people. I don't know if you could solo the missions. It didn't seem like you could. But you'd like load in, then it would like load again cuz you'd be too far away from the people, so it'd warp you to them. And it was just running around and everyone's shooting. And it was like, I was playing on hard. It wasn't, I don't know. Like it didn't impress me. I know it's a demo. We'll see as reviews come out and stuff, but that is definitely not a day one purchase for me, to be honest. I think in 6 months to a year, when all this shit's out for it and they get their act together, I'm sure it'll be great. It's just until that time, I don't know.
Like, I'm glad I played the demo because it showed me I don't want to get it right
but
away.
I'm always cynical about those things, and from the first demo build that they showed online, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be boring. Like so, it's a little bit in my own head. Also, the hub world is like I don't know, it's weird. Like you load into the hub and you walk around, like there's like signs of life, but there's nothing going on. I think there is a social area, but that's not the social area or something. There's like a bar, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the point of a social area is if you can't type to each other. So
maybe it's to get a virtual drink.
That's who knows? I didn't go to it because I was busy trying not to get the game to crash in between playing it. So yeah, that's that.
So a few questions because I've seen a couple of things on from initial feedback from people who've played the Anthem demo. One of the sort of the major feeling that I've been getting and sort of like the tone of the people who didn't like it is that they're saying it feels like Destiny in that there's really not much to do.
Well, so I think it's a little hard to judge from a demo because I know it is BioWare and they probably actually have like a decent single player sort of storyline going on, which original Destiny didn't. Destiny 2 sort of did, but not that much. And it's weird because like it plays similar to Destiny in that you just kind of load in, you're both doing stuff, and like it doesn't feel very unique. Like I know you have Colossus and you have like the Sorcerer or whatever, like you have all these different suits, but like at the end of the day, everyone's just dealing damage. Like Destiny was the same way, but Destiny was kind of unique because like it involved guns and aim. Like you don't really have to aim that much in a third person. So I don't know. Having like two abilities on cooldown like didn't do anything for me. Again, I'm sure you could customize all those things. Like as far as I played, it started crashing, and I was like, I didn't want to progress. But like as far as I could tell, no one was doing anything but dealing damage. There was like some slight stuns. There was like ice that was stun. Like whatever. You don't need to stun. Like I don't know. The enemy AI was just so brain dead. I just hid behind a pillar. I'd just jump out, shoot things, and jump back in. Like, and there was no issue with that. Like, they didn't chase me down or anything. Again, at high level, I'm sure as it develops, they will build that up. But I don't know. It didn't do anything for me that far. Also, I know the game's releasing with like 3 things, strongholds or something, which are the end game content. but they're not
Okay.
like raids or anything. They're like quick missions. So essentially, there's no content. There's leveling up and then wait for the patch. So
yeah, that's like the major complaint that I've been hearing about the people who have tried the demo and didn't immediately fall in love with it is that it just doesn't. There's no content. It looks nice. It's great. You can fly around, but there's just no content.
Yeah, and I will say it did feel like the flying and the sprinting and everything felt pretty good. So
okay,
I think
that was going to be my
have
next question.
I think they have the concept of a good game, but I think they really need to pick a direction, which they probably already have because I know they're slowly releasing stuff. And to me, what they should do is go in like a pure Diablo, like make weapons really weird, make weird builds. And if they increase the enemy AI to kind of make you use those weird builds, I think it would be good. It was a demo, I can't speak for the whole game, but I bet you in 6 months that game will be kind of fun.
When the game releases, I will give it a shot if I can figure out my whole EA Origins issue.
I think it's worth, like, especially if you have a free copy, I think it's worth playing. I just don't know if I'm definitely not getting it released just because it's like I know you're just gonna be waiting for stuff to come out. So, but enough about that. Man, that was a diatribe. I'm gonna edit some of that out. Here we go.
What? Can we hold up a sec? I just want to point out to our listeners that I'm looking at our show notes. And obviously we have a segment where we put in what we're playing, and I see that even though Tim's not here, Tim all of a sudden probably Counter-Strike. I'm gonna guess
I put in that I was gonna say like, hey Tim, what you playing? And be like, Counter-Strike. I don't know. Tim's deep in like the Counter-Strike season, so
that's
I know
awesome. I just brought up the notes to go into the second segment. Like Tim probably Counter-Strike.
That's my guess. Well, he's on this like crazy season grind where they like practice every day and stuff. So, but should we move to the cynical spin?
Yeah, let us go into our second segment, which we lovingly call a cynical spin.
First one, we kind of touched on this last week. Things have developed, so I figured I'd put it in. Basically, the big news in the past 2 weeks about the whole Steam Epic battle for dominance. Steam actually came out and said that it was kind of unfair. Basically, Metro Exodus was available for pre-order on Steam. The publisher for Metro Exodus, which I believe was Deep Silver, made some sort of deal with Epic where they're now an Epic exclusive until 2020, I believe. So it's about a year. Valve actually came out and was like, guys, that's kind of fucked up, which I think it is, but we'll see. A lot of the internet's kind of going nuts because there's a lot of backlash towards Epic Games and the Metro devs for allowing this to happen, just because it kind of feels like Epic, instead of kind of competing, is becoming a little more monopolistic and just buying their way to it. Not that Steam hasn't done sort of similar things with Half-Life and so on and so forth, but Steam actually produces that stuff. A developer from 4A Games called Skynet, his name was, which was confirmed later that it was a real developer, had this whole post-diatribe thing because people have been review bombing Metro Exodus all over Steam. Which is not the greatest thing or whatever. But he actually said in his statement, like, if it doesn't sell well on PC, we probably will not develop for PC in the future. 4A actually then posted on Twitter, said the views of that person do not reflect the company, says they're a PC-forward company and will be for the future, and that it's not up to them whether to sell on Steam or Epic, and that it's actually the publisher making all the decisions. So they were kind of like, listen, we just make the games. It's not really up to us. So Deep Silver, who is the publisher, is actually making all the decisions. I wanted to bring this up just because last week we were kind of talking about like how the Epic trying to like encroach on Steam is like generally a good thing or not, whatever. And we had our opinions. But now as this progresses, like I sort of called it a little bit where it's like, I hate this exclusivity stuff, especially on PC, which is kind of always been the open platform. So personally, like, I kind of think it's like kind of screwed up. Whether or not, I know Tencent and there's big Chinese investment in there. Also, there was a huge info leak recently for like 8 million Epic users. But also apparently there's like development costs put in certain countries. So it's like games cost more because basically Epic is charging customers for development costs, quote unquote. So there's all this kind of controversy and stuff. And I gotta be honest, like I'm kind of like, now that I think about it, like Steam's been like a powerhouse, but they've never really done like monopolistic stuff. Aside from, yes, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and the orange box, you needed Steam. I believe for Portal and stuff, you might need Steam, but like other sites can sell Steam keys, and they make the money. Like Steam doesn't make the money off that. Also, they allow games to basically be published on all systems. Like aside from like the original orange box, I don't think Steam has made anything an exclusive to Steam. So personally, like I kind of think Epic's like going down this weird track of like forcing it. So I'm kind of against them now. I don't know. What do you think about this, Berto? I know it's a lot of stuff kind of mixed in there.
Yeah, there definitely is a lot more. I mean, I don't want to call it noise because it's definitely a lot. It's more than noise. It's a lot of development going on with this case specifically with Metro Exodus. But removing that bit from it, I'm still completely on board with what Epic is doing. It's not like they're doing a completely, I mean, it's an exclusivity window only until 2020. At which point afterwards, if they want to publish on Steam or any other like GOG or wherever, they can do that. I think it's just in the initial period that Epic is trying to get this exclusivity window because it helps them build their base. And it also helps them challenge Steam, which up until now hasn't had any competition whatsoever. Competition is never a bad thing. For the people that purchased on Steam, they're still going to be honoring those purchases. They're still going to be able to get their game on Steam up until like a certain point.
I don't know. I kind of disagree. I think this is pushing the boundaries of competition because you're not actually competing, and I think you're just hurting PC players because I know I'm not getting Metro. I'm not going to get it on Epic, and I kind of think it's scummy. This happened with Resident Evil 7 VR, where it was VR exclusive on PlayStation 4 for a year, right? Up to a year. It still hasn't come out. It's been, I don't know, 2.5 years or 2 years now. It never came out for Oculus or HTC Vive. So this whole window thing to me is like is not like okay. I think it's kind of Epic just pushing its money around. And again, when you got that whole Tencent has like a 40% stake or whatever in the company, and Tencent just completely rips off other games all the time.
That's true.
It doesn't make me feel good because I think there's competition. I think there's, again, it's a competitive move, but it's kind of grimy because you're screwing over PC players. Not to mention you're hurting the game devs now, is what it sounds like, because 4A is like, listen, it's out of our hands. Like, we didn't want this. So the developers of Metro Exodus, if Metro Exodus bombs on PC, like they're gonna be the ones who don't benefit from this, which I think is kind of screwed up.
Right, but if it bombs on PC because they're review bombing it, that's not because, I mean, taking out that maybe it's not a great game, that it's going to bomb because it's not a great game, assuming that it is a good game and it's just getting review bombed because people are unhappy that they can't get it on Steam, then that's not the developer's fault.
That I will agree with. The review bombing is kind of weird. Although it is weird because it's on Steam where you can't buy it. So it's like kind of like Epic doesn't actually have reviews on their launcher or anything. I disagree with review bombing. I think that's stupid.
Because like you said, at that point you're not helping your cause. You're only hurting the developer.
Yeah, but what annoys me is you have this cycle of like essentially someone's trying to make money and everyone else is getting screwed by it. Like the developers are getting screwed, the players are getting screwed. And again, like if the game bombs on sales, it could be a great game, but it might just not sell well on PC. Like the publisher's going to be like, why should we develop this for PC? You know what I mean? And part of the reason why it doesn't sell well might be because it's not on Steam. I know that's why I'm not going near it. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
I will give you that. Steam is a much bigger marketplace and it has a much bigger install base already. So even though the devs might be getting a more favorable cut by being on Epic, they might not have as big an audience to reach out to. And maybe this is what Epic is trying to do to build its base so they have as big an audience. And I've only joined the PC Master Race very recently. But from what I gather, PC players are very tied to their particular environment.
Yeah, there's a lot of
as a console player, when people are like, "Oh, but this sucks by Epic because now they're forcing you to use the Epic launcher," I'm thinking, okay, I'll just download the Epic
Yeah, like,
launcher.
what's
It's
the
not
big
like I'm
deal?
being
Yeah.
forced to not. It's not like I can't get the game period. It's like you just have to go somewhere else to get it. And I've been doing that my entire life on console, where if this store doesn't have the game, I just go get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So maybe it's because I'm not as ingrained in the PC environment, but I know that PC players just by nature are very tied to a particular environment. So I can see that's why they're getting so angry over the decision.
Yeah, it's interesting moving forward because I honestly hope Steam, like, I'd love if they were like, you know what, 20% for developers or something like that.
If they
Like,
do
I
that,
love
that
the
will
idea
definitely
that
bring the
developers
love
make
back
money.
to Steam.
But I do think Steam offers a lot and does a ton of things for PC gaming and development that Epic doesn't. And I know you have that. It's, oh, look, 25% versus 12% or whatever it is, but like Steam offers like reviews, support, friend list, voice chat. Like they have all these things that Epic doesn't.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see moving
Yeah.
forward. I don't know which way it's going to play out. I just hate that it seems like the wrong people are not benefiting.
Oh no, the people that are gonna get hurt by this are not the people that
Yeah.
you're
It's
not
basically
sticking it to
devs
Valve.
and players. You know what I mean? Like Valve doesn't care. Epic doesn't care. 10-cent publishers, they don't care.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Again, Metro Exodus, I don't think it's the biggest game ever. I don't think the Metro games have been that big ever. So it's kind of a weird game for this to be like up debate about. But like, say if you know, say if there was a Fortnite 2. No, well that makes sense because that's Epic.
That's a bad example.
Yeah, that is a bad example.
That is Epic.
Say if the next BioShock comes out and like Epic buys it or something, like that's gonna be a big deal. So we'll see moving forward how this plays out. Keep it brief. Sorry, let's move on. Another thing I saw, and this actually has developed a little bit. But basically, what is the game? Is it GDC or something? There was notes basically leaked.
Yeah, if it was recently, it was the Game Developers Conference. I know that happened, or that's going to happen now if it hasn't already.
Okay, so from the Game Developer Conference schedule or notes, basically Microsoft is planning to bring Xbox Live to Nintendo as well as iOS and Android systems. The details on this are a little bit sketchy. Also, it would need a sign off on Nintendo, but basically Microsoft's developing like a dev kit to make it really easy to integrate Xbox Live into your platform. So both phones as well as like it is mentioned Nintendo in there. Again, Nintendo has to sign off on this or whatever.
Mr. Nintendo.
But essentially it'd be like friends list, achievements, and possibly this is like a best case scenario, I think, but possibly like the Microsoft game library kind of a subscription thing. Like if Microsoft keeps going in this Netflix kind of direction, we could possibly see like, you know, Master Chief Collection on Switch, something like that.
That would be freaking dope.
I think that's nuts. I think that's an insane
That would be
scenario.
absolutely nuts.
But what do you think about this? This is baby steps towards
the
consoles like coming together a little bit.
Yeah, when I read that, when I saw you put this up and I read the article, I was thinking the same thing. This could be, like you said, it is baby steps, and it is just sort of like, let's take a look and see how this works out kind of thing. But given how Microsoft has been positioning itself to a more sort of streaming environment, they have the Scarlet box, which is going to be a stream only box. If they set themselves up to be, like you said, the Netflix of video games, where they stream games on demand and they don't become sort of like console centric, and they just their business model shifts from being a console manufacturer and games publisher to just a company that streams video games to all platforms, that would be huge.
Yeah, even if you could get the Xbox Game Pass, or I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
But even at if you brought that to Nintendo systems, that'd be crazy.
That would be a huge development. And they were just tweeting. I think I don't know if it was Larry Herb, Major Nelson, or Phil Spencer, somebody in Xbox. They were tweeting and putting out on social media that they've got like big plans for E3 this year.
Yeah.
What that means, who knows?
All
maybe it's going to be,
console.
maybe it's going to be built. Could it be building on this?
Console release, I'm sure. Console show off.
I can't imagine that they're going to, I don't imagine they're going to be like, hey, guess what? We're not making consoles anymore. We're just streaming games.
Yeah.
What? I don't think it's going to be that extreme. But if that message or something to that effect is going to be part of what they're going to present at E3, where they're gonna say, hey, remember what we did back earlier in the year where we put Xbox Live on all these other systems? Guess what? We're gonna start streaming a few games to test out the platform.
Yeah.
Like, I could totally see that
I could see
revolutionizing the digital world.
And there's been baby steps from Nintendo too with like crossplay and stuff.
Yeah.
So like it's a possibility. I think it's a pipe dream. Imagine if you could just get Xbox Live to work on the Switch.
Oh
like,
my god,
that would
be
just
freaking
actually having
amazing.
voice chat. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of funny because I've been trying to get all my friends from Growlers and stuff to adopt Discord for when we play Smash Bros or whatever. Because noticeably when you play the Switch, there is voice chat, but I don't know, you need a phone or something stupid.
Oh
so
yeah, oh god, that whole terrible shit where you need the phone
Yeah.
and then you need the headset and then you need to punch in a code and then
Yeah.
like punch yourself in the face repeatedly.
And I've been trying to get Discord going, and it's I've had a couple people adopt it, but it hasn't quite taken off. Whereas like Xbox Live has been sort of like how we meet up if we're gonna play video games. So
yeah.
this is a total futuristic pipe dream thing, but I can't see this being bad. I'm very excited for the possibility. I do think you are right in that Microsoft might be positioning itself to be like, you know what? We're more of a games streaming service and a games delivery service than a specific console. Like, we're still going to sell a console, but we don't need it. Like, it could only be a good thing to make yourself more ubiquitous.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. If I could totally see themselves positioning, I can totally see Xbox positioning themselves. We stream games. I could see them moving out of consoles eventually altogether if this is what is laying the groundwork for that. That would
like,
be
listen, Nintendo,
huge.
like, you want to play some Master Chief, that's fine, but like, you know, we gotta offer Xbox Live in the marketplace on there.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a cool idea. Hopefully it just becomes more inclusive. I know Sony
That would be really cool.
Sony will never go for anything like that, but whatever.
Xbox Live on Sony. Can you
No
imagine?
chance. No chance.
No chance at all. Sony's gonna take their ball and go home.
Yeah. You had the next one here, Berto?
Yeah. So, and this was also a bit of old news. It's already been discussed in a couple of different outlets, but given that we are Nintendo fans and love and hate everything that they do, I wanted to bring this one up. So you remember that Metroid Prime 4 game that they teased at E3 2017?
Remember how
And they
Nintendo won E3 2017 by just showing the picture of it?
Remember they just went Metroid Prime 4, boom, and everyone went wild.
I was like, Nintendo just won. I threw it.
And everybody's going nuts. I'm like, yeah, we're getting a Metroid Prime 4 and it's in development and people are expecting it. Well, what if I told you that a senior executive managing officer by the name of Shinya Takahashi went, you know what? All that work you guys were doing, trash. Throw it away. Start over from the beginning. I don't like it. The Big N has scrapped all the work that was done up until now on Metroid Prime 4, and they said, you know what? It was not up to our standards. We didn't like the direction it was going. We are starting again from square one, and we are giving the development responsibility back over to Retro Studios, which had done the previous 3 Metroid Prime.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? Bandai Namco, out, Retro, in, start over.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the direct as it was happening live, and I remember just like the initial I was like, oh, something's wrong. Like, I was like, oh, this isn't good. You know, as a fan, I'm sad. Obviously, I was excited for Metroid Prime 4. I enjoyed all 3 of the previous titles. I generally like Metroid as a series, other than Other M, which was still okay.
Yeah, it's a tough sell.
But I can only respect Nintendo for doing this. You know what I mean? Like, I think the best games are made by companies that are willing to be like, this is not good enough. I think some of the best Blizzard games have come from that, not recently, but Warcraft 3 was delayed for like 10 years. World of Warcraft took like 12. I don't know. Like, companies that are willing to delay game production because it's not up to standards are always an A+ in my book.
Oh no,
even if
absolutely.
I have to wait for a title I really like I'm into it. I was sad initially, but I was, you know what? Retro's back in charge. Hopefully they make like an amazing game. I was a little sad. Also, like, a note to future people at E3, like, please don't show a fucking title and like be like, look how exciting this is, and you don't even have even close to a game in development. Looking at you, Elder Scrolls 6.
Calling them out.
But yeah. What do you think about this, Berto? I mean, I think it's hard to hate this.
I was in the same boat that you were, where my initial gut, like my first reaction, and this was like obviously a knee-jerk reaction upon hearing that they scrapped all the work, was what the fuck. But then once you had a moment to let it sink in and process what this really means, I was like, you know what? Nintendo always gets shit for, Nintendo doing Nintendo things, and that's just Nintendo being Nintendo. But in this case, in this instance, I am glad that they're doing like the Nintendo thing. Don't put it out, don't do any work further on it, because at that point, if they would have continued working on it and put it out, it would have been a subpar product and it would have gotten probably a lot of hate. I can't be mad at Nintendo for doing this. I love the move. I love that they were transparent about it and they didn't just cancel it for no reason and just leave it silent. They came out and said, we're canceling this game. We're handing the responsibilities over to Retro Studios, and we're going to tell you why.
That's why Nintendo's Nintendo. That's why they make some of the best games out there. And I think it, particularly because it's Metroid, it's a good thing, just because, again, Other M soured a lot of hardcore Metroid fans when they put that out, because it just wasn't really good. So to take something like Metroid Prime, which again is like this sort of sacred series, and screw it up would be like the nail in the coffin for the Metroid series. So I think this is a good thing. A+ Nintendo. Sorry we have to wait, but whatever.
Yeah, it stinks that we're gonna have to wait longer. But
I was expecting that game in like 2022 anyway, because like clearly
now you're gonna have to wait until maybe like 20.
They just photoshopped like a title and they're like, here, put this out. This will win us E3.
And it did. It totally won them E3.
Yeah, good play.
Sorry, Bandai Namco. I don't know what's gonna happen with you guys.
You'll be fine.
Maybe it was going to be maybe that's why they didn't like the direction it was going. Metroid Prime 4, they were trying to make it like a Dark Souls game.
If it was just Dark Souls Metroid Edition, I'd be into that. Okay.
If that's the case, now I kind of want to see what that would have been.
Yeah, it'd be cool. What I love about this is like, I'd love to see in the future if the stuff comes out. Because like that was so cool with Overwatch, how it came from the MMO that Blizzard was like going to make, called Titan or something. I think it was called. And that, like, to see all the ways that it like was progressing, and then you see like some of the concept art and stuff and how they turned it into Overwatch. Like, I love when stuff like that comes out. So hopefully we'll actually see what Bandai Namco was doing.
What could have been. Let us go to our last and final story. If I told you that there was a free-to-play game coming out by the same developer that made Titanfall, which is a game with giant mechs, what would you say?
Cool.
All right, well, that's exactly what's happening.
Good.
Respawn Entertainment, the guys behind Titanfall, which criminally underrated games, they unfortunately just had the bad luck of having been released in the same time frame and same window as other more popular big name titles, so that's why they didn't sell as well. But again, nothing against Respawn, those games are great. They made a free-to-play game that drops, I believe it was today, where it officially dropped, where you could actually go in and download it, called Apex Legends. You don't play as a giant mech, though. That would have been cool if it was like a giant battle royale with just giant robots knocking the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Instead, you play as human and robotic heroes known as legends, and each of these legends have special abilities. It says the roster of, according to this Polygon article by Michael McWhirter, it says the roster of legends is going to be continually updated, and
so it sounds like it's almost like a MOBA too.
When I read that, and like the legends will grow over time, I'm like, oh, that's very MOBA-esque, where they're going to have new legends that you can pick and choose from.
Yeah.
More battle royale. Again, battle royale is the flavor of the week, and I'm sure at some point there's going to be discussion on loot boxes and what that's going to entail, because I don't think they mentioned that in the article.
The one note I saw about this was I heard, and I have no source on this, it was on like a forum or something, that the loot boxes are apparently going to be Overwatch-like.
Okay.
So similar to what Overwatch does.
Overwatch style loot boxes, which I am okay with.
I think Overwatch is one of the best.
I think they handle loot boxes well. It's never so like in your face, and you don't need to buy those loot boxes to get better at the game. It's not like a pay to win scenario. It's like, hey, do you want this skin where Zenyatta's going to look like a nutcracker? Awesome. You can either win it randomly or buy it flat
Essentially,
out.
like if you play the game, you should be able to get most things.
Yeah, exactly. So if that's the model that they're adopting, I think that's the best way to do loot boxes.
I'm actually like tentatively excited for this. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, I kind of want to download this. I was gonna come home.
It's
if
worth
I
a
would
try.
have gotten home earlier, I would have downloaded it already, but I got home late, so I'll just leave it downloading and maybe try it out tomorrow.
I might play it this week or something, but I'm not against battle royale games. I actually like having played a good amount of Fortnite with buddies, not particularly by my own choosing, but just because they were playing. I actually find that entertaining. Like it's a fun category of game. Fortnite specifically didn't work for me too well just because the building I thought was like really wonky.
Looks dumb,
but I've heard and seen it does also look dumb. I've heard and seen Titanfall games. I've never actually played them, but I've heard great things. I've seen a lot of multiplayer, and it looks like a much cooler Call of Duty kind of a thing to me. Like it's a lot more flowing, and the movement where you run and jet and stuff looks cool. So I think it's worth a shot. I don't know if it's going to topple Fortnite. I don't think anything will topple Fortnite for years.
Not at this point.
I do think it might kind of grab some of the market that doesn't play Fortnite. Maybe some of the PUBG market, maybe some of the people who have shied away from both. Like people who are bored of Fortnite like me might be interested in something like this. So
I definitely think that this is going to take some market share away from Fortnite and not people presently playing Fortnite. When I say take away market share, exactly what you said, the people who maybe have never gotten into Battle Royale because they don't like Fortnite, but they want to, maybe they'll try this game because it looks more their speed. I definitely think it'll pull away from the PUBG because that scene has slowly been dying, a very, very slow death. So I could see the players from PUBG getting pulled away and trying Apex Legends.
We got to see what the game's like, just because it sounds like there's like some MOBA elements, which I think that the Battle Royale scene has been waiting for a game to like spice it up in a good way. I don't know if this is that game. I always thought like Blizzard will eventually put one out that's going to be so different and so unique that it'll just like destroy things. Because that's kind of how Blizzard approaches things. Like they're like, oh, like let's make a card game, and they make a card game that blows everything else out of the water because they innovate. And not that new Blizzard isn't the most innovative, but when they put out new games, they kind of crush it. Overwatch,
they like completely change the paradigm.
The multiplayer FPS genre for a while now. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'll download it. We could play. Yeah, let's play.
Hell yeah! I'll play. Now that I got a computer, let's do it. I'm down to play this.
Yeah, right. Is that? I think that's it for news.
That is it for the news. All right. And we are going right into our next segment. Guess what we're talking about?
I'm excited.
What we're talking about.
This is a bit of a new thing for us. I like this though. I'm excited for it. I think I want to title the episode "Berto Sells Kingdom Hearts 3," because that's essentially what's going to go on here. Berto kind of came up with the concept, but I kind of spitballed. We figured it out. Essentially, Berto's going to try to convince me to play Kingdom Hearts. I think this is actually a good topic because I think a lot of people have no idea what Kingdom Hearts is. Would you agree to that, Berto?
Oh, absolutely. And I will go even further in saying the people who play Kingdom Hearts have no idea what Kingdom Hearts is either.
There is that too. But like even initial reaction from someone who plays a lot of video games, I'm like, wait, is that like Donald Duck? Like what? Like, it's like this sort of confusing kind of mishmash. And for people listening to the podcast who either play a lot of video games or don't, I think this will be enlightening either way.
So as far as I know, I am the lone Kingdom Hearts fan among the Cynics.
Yes, I could speak for Tim and say I'm pretty sure he hasn't played it.
Yeah, I was about to say, even though Tim's not here, I'm pretty sure I can go out on a limb and make that assumption.
Dabbled in one because he was a big PlayStation guy, but I don't think he's played significant amounts.
And even that, I am not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan. I know people who are even bigger fans than I am. The reason I say I'm not as big a fan because between the numbered outside the numbered titles 1, 2, and 3, and I'm not counting like the remixes because those are just like remastered versions of the numbered titles. There's a total of 10 games that are essential to the storyline of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, one of the worst parts about trying to get into Kingdom Hearts, which I quickly researched one time, I was like, what should I play? And it's like, well, you should probably start with 1, then 2, then 1.2, 2.5 HD remix. You're definitely going to want to hit the like 3. Like,
yeah, and
like
then you have to go to Coded and then
naming
358 over 2 days. And
ever.
you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's nice that this one's just Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, oh, cool. Like, I know it's the newest one. And I know there's like an HD pack and stuff. I've actually looked into playing these before and just basically been like, well, fuck it. Like, I'm not going to deal with that.
Like, I will say this about the remixes and the 2.8s and the 1.5s, and those games do a very good job of collating all the other Kingdom Hearts titles. So in like the 1.5 remix, you get Kingdom Hearts 1, you get some of the GBA ones. So if you buy the remixes and like the packaged ones, I think there's like 3 of like the 2.5 remix final cut version, whatever. You get a good number of the games, especially like the browser ones. Actually, I don't think you get the browser one. But you get like the GBA ones and the PSP ones, and some of them are like remastered and they look really nice.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll end up buying it at the end of this. We'll see. What we are going to do, essentially, I'm going to start off watching a video. I'm going to get a little bit of an update on the lore. This is going to be huge here. I got a video. It's Kingdom Hearts storyline of all games in 3 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't give the end away. I don't think it will. This is by Arcade Cloud on YouTube. If you want to check it out, see what I watched. Essentially, I'm going to cut the next part out, and we'll come back to it.
Garrett.
Yeah.
So having now experienced the Kingdom Hearts story in 3 minutes, what do you think? Talk to me about Kingdom Hearts. What did you learn about the Kingdom Hearts story?
If you're listening, do yourself a favor and watch that video, because like, what the fuck was that? My favorite part was when I was like, what game are we on? And Berto was like, oh, this is just Kingdom Hearts 1. Like, we haven't even started yet. And I was like, what the fuck? I have a lot of questions. I think I get the basics. So let me like kind of fire it back to you.
Yeah, fire away.
So Kingdom Hearts is a planet? Is a moon or something? No?
So Kingdom Hearts
is a world.
Is the heart of all worlds, and it's represented by this giant, I guess you can call it a moon in the sky. That's like the visual representation, but it's the heart of all the world.
Got it. So it's like superpower. Got it.
Yes.
There was wars over it, and they there was a legendary Keyblade that could control its power.
So that legendary Keyblade, or Kai, because it's like the Greek letter Kai, but they pronounce it Key because Keyblade.
Got it.
It's like from what I understand, it's kind of like the protector of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay. So it's like the gateway.
Yeah, it's like the gateway to Kingdom Hearts.
Now I have a question, and this might be a little out of line.
Fire away.
What's up with the keys? Why are they using keys? Any reason?
Like
a sword is just better, isn't it?
I mean, that's probably more of a technical production type question, but if I had to try and fit it into the lore, I would think that the reason why they're using keys is to symbolize how you have to like unlock your heart. So when this is going like way back in the lore, after the Keyblade Wars, when people wanted to get their own like Keyblades, they had to like unlock their hearts, and when they unlocked their hearts, they were granted their own Keyblade.
That's like a metaphorical unlocking of the heart?
A metaphorical and a physical.
Oh, they literally like put a key in there?
Yeah, they took like a key and they're like, oh, now I can access a Keyblade.
Got it. Okay, so I get the backstory, I think, which is sort of weird. Is there magic? Are we talking straight magic? Because there is time travel magic and shit. Okay. So they are like straight wizards, though, or is that a key guy? If you have a key, you have a wizardry.
If you have a key, then you are a wielder of a Keyblade, and you are able to unlock hearts, and you're able to unlock doors to worlds. So basically, if you are bequeathed a Keyblade, you have the power.
But it's not magic. Like Xehanort. What's my dude? The bad guy.
The bad guy. I mean, I like Xehanort.
What's his name?
Xehanort.
Xehanort.
Yes. Xehanort.
So he time travels. Like how? With magic?
They never really
Science?
explained that. It's
Okay.
that's one of the weird things in the lore where they're like, oh, so Xehanort time travels now. Okay, cool. I think that's part of the.
So there isn't straight up magic, but there's powers, if you will.
Yeah.
Now the worlds, right? We're talking some worlds here. Are we talking interplanetary shit, or is it more planes of existence?
So before Kingdom Hearts, like before the Keyblade Wars, all the worlds were connected. They were all one world. But then when the Keyblade Wars happened over the power of like that
split
magical Keyblade, and it split, it fractured the world. So now the worlds are all disconnected.
Okay, and you could travel between worlds via doorways or something that you use a Keyblade on or something?
Yeah, and in the game you travel, obviously you unlock the doorways to the worlds with a Keyblade, but the actual vehicle with which you travel in between worlds is called a gummy ship, and it's the worst part of the game.
A gummy ship?
Yeah.
Is it made out of gummies?
It's supposed to be, but when you look at it, it just looks like Lego blocks.
Okay, so another big question. What the fuck is with the Disney characters? Where do they come in? Like one of the worlds is Disney World?
I mean, they're all Disney worlds, essentially.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Because in the games, you go to like Agrabah, you go to Snow White's world, you go to, in Kingdom Hearts 3, you go to, Toy Story Land. So they're all Disney worlds. And the reason why it's Disney was because when Tetsuya Nomura and the team at Square Enix wanted to make a game, they're like, how awesome would it be if we could make a game using Disney characters?
Okay, so that's purely just like it's part of the thing. Like,
it's purely just because they wanted to make a game.
A Kingdom Hearts 4, they could do like a Wreck-It Ralph Kingdom Hearts 4 and do video games or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting. So it was just sort of a choice. And to be honest, like it's having seen some gameplay footage from the games, like it's kind of funny to like because like Mickey and Goofy and Donald and shit are like pile driving dudes. It looks like
like if you're obviously you're the main character's name is Sora and you're partnered up with Donald and Goofy and they're just wrecking house. Donald's like firing off magic and Goofy has like a shield and he's whacking the shit out of people with his shield.
Yeah. Okay. So Disney's just sort of a byproduct of it would be cool. Am I wrong? Are there Final Fantasy characters in there?
What's up?
Are there Final Fantasy characters in the game or no?
It initially started off with Final Fantasy characters also. So when they made the first Kingdom Hearts, they wanted to do like a combination of the two series, get Square Enix characters and characters with Disney because they wanted to make a game that was as memorable as like a Disney movie. Okay. And they wanted to use basically Final Fantasy as like a vehicle to deliver that.
Final Fantasy initially for video game
the
players
Final Fantasy
and
characters.
Disney for just cool stuff.
And initially it started off that way because you had like Squall and you had Cloud and Sephiroth. They were characters in there, Yuffie, Aerith. But then as the games went on, Sora and his story became like the main focus, and the Final Fantasy characters were kind of like
they kind of
ancillary. They kind of fell up to the background, and no one really cared that they did.
Now, as far as I can tell, Sora is the main character. Do you play as anyone else, or are you Sora the whole time?
You play as Sora most of the time. There are segments where maybe you take control of like Mickey. So like in Kingdom Hearts 2, there were sections where you would control Mickey for like a minute or two.
Okay.
But it's mainly Sora.
And Sora, if I'm not mistaken, is a kid who got heart spirit from some other Keyblade dude.
Yeah.
From the past or some shit.
Sora is like the important central figure. And I'm guessing in Kingdom Hearts 3, it all comes full circle and you figure out, or they'll explain why he is so special. But he has this ability where he can connect. He connects like everyone. Everyone's hearts are drawn to his for some reason. They haven't explained why. They just know that he is a very important central character.
Okay. Cool. And Xehanort wants to get the power of the Kingdom Hearts because essentially he'd rule the world or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
when you travel, when there's time travel, is that part of the game? Like, are you playing in the past or anything, or is that just part of the story?
No, that's just part of the story. Okay. Xehanort is the only character who is like, oh, by the way, I can time travel. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Okay. The Realm of Darkness. People seem to get banished there occasionally. What's that about? Is that in between the worlds or something?
So,
or is that its own world?
The Realm of Darkness, it is what just the name, like the name says, it's the Realm of Darkness. When you get cast out of the light, you can end up in the darkness. And if you're not strong enough, you can yourself succumb to the darkness.
Okay, so it's sort of like just a bad place for
Yeah.
bad things. Okay. Okay. A little more explanation here. There's like nobody versions of yourself? What the hell is that?
So, when you become a heartless, by becoming a heartless, that means freeing your heart, giving up your heart,
going
getting your
hollow
heart taken
in
from
Dark
you.
Souls?
Hmm?
Is that like going hollow in Dark Souls where you're just like a husk of yourself?
Yes,
Okay.
that's exactly what a nobody is. So when you lose your heart and you become a heartless, the husk of your body that remains is called a nobody.
Okay, so there's just like a clone dumb version of you. That's a nobody.
Yeah, it's just like a lifeless puppet,
like a zombie
essentially.
kind of. Okay, and then a heartless is like a little demon creature.
Yeah, the heartless are just creatures of pure darkness that are created when people lose their hearts.
Okay, so like basically worst case scenario, you become a heartless demon and your nobody version's just flopping around and people are using it.
Unless you're a very strong-willed person, because I don't know if you noticed that
Sora
they
came
mentioned
back
that guy
or something?
Zemnis.
Zemnis.
Yeah.
There was a couple of Amnis. What was the guy with the A? There was a few of him. Who's the guy with the A who was like teaching Xena Hort and the other guy together, and then he sends him to the darkness realm, and then he comes back as a weird mummy guy.
That's Ansem.
Oh, Ansem.
Ansem the Wise.
So Zemnis is who?
So Zemnis is a nobody. When you're a strong, like very strong-willed and just overall strong person, and you lose your heart, you create a heartless, but then your nobody retains their physical form. Because normal nobodies look like these white things that just kind of flop around.
Oh, okay. So like
this is like an upper echelon of nobody.
Got it. No problem. And they get possessed and used for things.
Right.
Okay. Now Sora became heartless at one point to save Kyrie or something?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is that her name, Kyrie?
Yep, that's her name.
But he came back because she smooched him?
Essentially, she brought him back with her power because she is pure goodness. There is no darkness in Kyrie whatsoever.
Gotcha. And was there a smooch or not?
I mean, I'm sure there was. She just hugged him, but I don't know if she like snuck in a smooch.
Right. PG-13. All right.
Yeah. So I don't know if they showed that.
I think I kind of get the story. There's like an organization. They're just sort of bad guys. That's just anime bad guys. Is that the idea?
So, Organization 13 is a group of nobodies, and they are trying.
So I thought nobodies were like useless dudes, or they possess nobodies. Is that what?
No, essentially, when you're like your lower class of nobodies are just like useless cannon fodder.
Okay.
But
powerful nobodies are like things that have their own will.
When you have a strong person who loses their heart, they become a nobody that has like a physical body and they have like powers and whatnot.
And have
that's
their
Organization
own will.
13.
Okay, so basically there were strong dudes who lost their way, but their nobodies are mean and they
they maintain like a physical body and they maintain their drives and desires from when they were somebodies.
Gotcha. All right, so you following along here, listeners? Because I don't know. I think I get it, sort of. I don't get the key thing. That's really sticking in my head. I kind of think there's magic, but there's no explanation for it.
I think you're like, they should just be swords.
And so, like, when you go to Toy Story Land, for instance,
Yeah.
you're like a Toy Story character. Like, you become one of them.
Yep.
And because you're a Keyblade master, that mumbo jumbo just works out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the reason why that works out
aspects
is
of them, right?
that's something that Donald does. He explains that you have to maintain order amongst the worlds because the worlds are now disparate and separate. You can't like cross over. You can't like cross the streams. Essentially, you can't let the other worlds know that other worlds exist.
Yeah.
Because it throws everything out of balance.
So you got to blend in.
Yeah, and then Donald uses his magic so that whenever Sora goes into a new world, he takes on the appearance of whatever the world
Donald
is.
just
So when he
straight
goes
up
to
is
Toy
magic.
Story Land, he
Donald
looks like a
has
toy.
Yay or nay?
Yeah. What?
Donald has magic straight up.
Donald has magic straight up. He's the court magician.
Oh, because King Mickey, right? Mickey's
because
king.
he's the king of Disneyland.
Okay, got it. Okay,
and then so he's the court magician, and he uses his magic so that whenever they go to the new world, they blend in. So when they go to the Pride Lands, Sora looks like a little lion cub. When they go to the Nightmare Before Christmas world, Sora looks like a monster.
So I mean, one of the coolest things so far sounding about this is that basically you get to romp around in a bunch of Disney movies. Like, that sounds awesome. So that actually has me interested just for that. Because, like, to see the characters and stuff. Now, the voice actors, like, are they getting top talent voice actors? They're not getting Tom Hanks to be Woody and stuff, are they?
No. It's
Okay.
They actually get his brother.
Well, I know his brother does a ton of. He does
for like Disney,
Woody
like
more.
Disney Infinity and all that stuff. So he lends his voice to Woody in this, and he actually sounds really like 95% spot on. There's every now and then he'll say something where like, that's not Tom Hanks.
Because I've seen a clip from the new game, I guess, and it's Frozen, I guess.
Yeah.
And they actually go through the whole song, like the Let It Go.
Yeah, I got to that part yesterday.
And I was kind of confused. Like, I was like, all right, so like
it was really.
But
weird. I got to that section and then Elsa's singing. I'm like, are they really doing
this? Are they
this?
just gonna do the whole
are
thing?
She did the whole
right?
damn song.
Now, okay, so here's a key thing, and we're gonna start getting into gameplay here, maybe.
Yeah.
When say I'm in Frozen Land, right? Am I just playing through the story of Frozen?
In the previous games, that has been the way that the different worlds have been set up. So obviously,
like,
when you get
when you're
to
in
the gameplay
Agrabah,
loop
you're playing Aladdin's story, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how they justify the gameplay loop in Kingdom Hearts. So you're just playing through an abridged version of the story.
Got it.
Rather than creating like completely new and unique scenarios for Sora to be in with Aladdin, they just said, you know what, let's just do an abridged version of the overall story.
That's kind of cool though. I kind of dig that.
Yeah, and that holds true for, I want to say, like 90% of the worlds, that you're just essentially redoing a video game version of the movie story.
Okay, but for some reason you're anime fighting things.
Oh yeah, super anime fighting with anime hair and everything.
Now, when you're in the world, like, is the concept to gather the Keyblade? I know there's like 13 dark and 7 light pieces of the original big mythical Keyblade. Is that what you're doing? You're like gathering those, or like, what's the point of going to the world?
The point, so in each game it was a different sort of goal. In Kingdom Hearts 1, the goal was to save Kairi and Riku.
Okay.
Because in Kingdom Hearts 1, your boy Riku was like, I want to save Kairi, but I'm going to use the power of darkness to do it. And Sora's like, no, you shouldn't use the power of darkness. Darkness is bad. And Riku's like, nah, watch me. I'm going to use darkness. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well for him. He becomes overpowered by the darkness.
Thing is kind of Jedi style, where darkness is like a quick, easy power.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sora's goal in the first Kingdom Hearts is to save Riku, bring him back, redeem him from having fallen to the darkness, and to save Kairi.
Got it.
In Kingdom Hearts 2, the goal is to defeat Organization 13 because they're the new big bad. You don't know exactly what they're after. You just know that they're there to fuck shit up.
Okay.
And in Kingdom Hearts 3, now that you sort of understand as Sora what's going on, because at this point you would have gone through the experiences of all the other 7 games where they explain the even more convoluted overarching story. Sora understands it now that there's this 7 pieces of light and 16 pieces of darkness.
16.
So yeah, right, because it's 23.
I thought it was 13.
13? I don't know. What did I say? 7 and 6?
In the video, I thought it was 7 and 13.
7 and 13? Whatever it is. I know that there's way more darkness than there is light.
Sure.
So now that Sora knows all this, as far as the overarching, that there was this one guy, Xehanort, who's been controlling everything from the beginning, and what he's seeking to do is gather the 7 pieces of light and the 13 pieces of darkness to create the Keyblade. You're searching out the 7 pieces of light because you know that he's already built up his 13 pieces of darkness, or most.
Okay, so Kingdom Hearts 3 is you're gathering the light pieces.
Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 3 is sort of like the end game now.
Sword key might get put together, maybe.
Yeah, so that you're like, all right, Xehanort's back. He's trying to get all 13 pieces of darkness, which at this point now are going to be different versions of him because he can time travel. So he's going back to the past and getting young him. He's going back to like the present and getting sort of not so young, but present day him.
What?
Why
didn't they have to put time travel in? Like,
time travel makes everything more convoluted already.
Okay, so I think I have a decent idea. I still don't know why you're traveling around too much, but
because you don't know where the 7 pieces of light are. You're looking for them.
So you're looking for, but in the old games, you traveled just cuz.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. I'm trying to think of any other questions I have as far as story, because I do have some gameplay questions, obviously. So yeah, I might as well roll into them. You've kind of briefly explained in the past, kind of a typical kind of third-person action RPG, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Mhm.
You're talking like combos and stuff like that.
Oh
kind of.
yeah. You have your Keyblade. You do your straight up attacks. You don't control Donald and Goofy. They're AI controlled.
Oh, they are. So like Ni no
Yeah,
Kuni 1
they're
kind
AI
of,
controlled and they're doing their own thing. But you can set up like you can set up how they play. So if you want them to be more aggressive, you can set them to be more aggressive, more conservative. They always fuck you over because they used up all your items at the most inopportune times.
So very much like Ni no Kuni 1 in that regard as far as dumb
Yes,
AI.
absolutely.
Okay.
So I go in and I change the setting to be like, don't ever use items ever.
Oh, good play. Okay.
Because then I'm like, I'll have like 20 potions, and then at the end of a battle, I'm like, the fuck happened to all my potions?
And Donald's just like, yes.
Donald. The good thing about that though is that they can only equip up to like 3 or 4 potions.
Oh,
So,
okay. So they don't go too crazy.
so they don't use it. Yeah, they don't go through them
Yeah.
too quick.
Now, in terms of like actual travel versus exploration versus combat, are we talking like a ton of random encounters? Is it just a few kind of combats in between story? Is there a lot of dialogue? Like what? Give me like a pie chart of gameplay. Like what are we thinking here?
I think it's a very equal mix. There's some sections where it feels like there's more random encounters, and the enemies do respawn in certain areas when you backtrack to different sections of the world. But it definitely is not as bad as just like take 2 steps, random encounter, take 2 steps, random encounter. You do see them because they just kind of like appear and materialize out of nowhere, but it's never overwhelming.
Okay. And then I assume you kind of gain experience on levels.
Yep.
And
You gain experience
is there
in
like
levels.
customization as far as that's concerned, or not really?
You get customization in as far as the abilities that you get. So every time you level up, or if you do like a thematic encounter, because sometimes you fight a boss and after you beat the boss, you might not level up, but you might gain a new ability.
Okay.
You get ability points, and then whatever, like it's pretty much like in any other sort of action RPG where each skill costs a certain number of ability points. You have like a certain limit on how many ability points you have, and you can stack on those abilities. Some abilities let you like
and
double
Goofy
jump.
and Donald,
Some abilities
you do that stuff with them too?
Yeah, you do that for Donald
Okay.
and Goofy, but definitely because Sora's obviously the character you're controlling, he has way more abilities than either Donald or Goofy.
Gotcha. Okay.
And some abilities are straight up attack abilities, some are support abilities, and some are like item based abilities. So you can definitely customize how you want your playstyle to be. And the abilities are also not set in stone. So if you know you're going into an encounter where you might need maybe more attack based abilities, you can like uncheck some of your support abilities and add more attack abilities. So you can always restack at any point in time.
Got it. Okay. And then in terms of difficulty, like easy, kind of hard, can you change the difficulty?
What are we
talking?
I don't know if you can change the difficulty on the fly. I feel like you were able to in previous games. I haven't tried that, so I'm not going to say for sure one way or the other. But I'm playing on the standard mode right now, and it's not incredibly difficult.
Okay. Would you do you think it's worth it to turn the difficulty up, or is it just kind of just going to take you longer?
I think it'll just take you longer. There are definitely some boss battles where I feel if you put the difficulty up, it'll just feel like a slog and a grind.
Gotcha.
Like it will just take too long.
And then the meat and potatoes of the game, like the combat's fun, I assume, but like you're kind of just in it for the story for the most part.
Oh yeah, at this point, because I've been involved, like I've been waiting for so long, and I'm invested in the story. I'm more story than the combat. I mentioned earlier when I was touching upon the what we're playing segment that I had a couple of misgivings. Specifically for me, some of the issues I have with it are the combat. In Kingdom Hearts 3, they expanded on the combat to do things with Keyblade transformations. So whenever you attack enemies, you sort of build up a meter, and then when your meter's full, depending on which Keyblade you have, because you can switch different Keyblades, you get new weapons essentially. Each unique Keyblade has a Keyblade transformation. So for example, you might have a Keyblade that when you fill your meter, it turns into like a shield, and you could use a shield for a limited amount of time. It has different attacks. Another Keyblade might turn into like dual blasters, so you could use a dual blast ability for a short time. That can get a little overwhelming because once you build the meter and you do the Keyblade transformation and you fire off like your blasters or your shield, you get what's called a finisher, and it's like a very cinematic sequence that does massive damage. And you're constantly doing that since you're constantly attacking. Your meter fills up quick, and you use the Keyblade transformation, and you get the finisher. It feels like there's always something going on with the combat, because on top of that, you also get what are called attractions. And I don't know if you've seen like videos where in Kingdom Hearts 3 you see like a giant pirate ship just like swinging back and forth, or a carousel.
No.
So that's one of the new things they added into Kingdom Hearts 3, where
you get like Disney rides, basically.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Disney rides.
Okay.
And those stack. So like, let's say you've done enough damage where you have a Keyblade transformation, but you also have an attraction waiting to launch that stacks on top. And like, there's timers that show how much time you have left to activate those different attacks. So it feels like sometimes one after another, you just finish a transformation and then you get another cinematic and then another and then another. And now, it feels like a lot at once.
Ni no Kuni 2, I actually hated for sort of that reason, where it felt like there was a ton of stuff you could do in combat, but there was no reason to do them. Those are necessary for combat, or not so much?
It's necessary in that they do more damage, not terribly a lot more. It's more for the visual spectacle. And what I've been doing lately, I found myself kind of just skipping those altogether.
Just because it just gets boring.
Like you've seen it once. It's like, oh, that's cool. Like I've shortened the cinematic to make it so that it just shows up. There's no like grand,
you don't have like
the ship. Like, I don't see like the whole like the ship coming up out of it. Just once it activates, the ship's there. I don't need to see the ship coming up again for like the 20th time. And then there are times where I even cancel the attack altogether, where if I see I've activated it by mistake, I'm like, you know what? I don't need this right now. I just cancel the attack.
Okay, interesting.
So that's one of the misgivings I have. I feel like if they would have used that more sparingly, it probably would, at least for me, it would have been a better fit.
Yeah. I did have a question. So this is related to the video I shared with you. Our buddy Chris sent me this video thinking of you, Alberto. How is it, like, what was it, 12, 14 years since the last one came out?
14 years since Kingdom Hearts 2.
So obviously you were a younger man at the time.
I was indeed.
How is the anime-ness of it treating
it?
You?
It is super, it is like so anime.
Okay, because like I watch some anime. I'm into it. I can look past, Naruto and all the like, no, I have to die for my brother or whatever. Like, is it cringy? Like, is it for someone who's new to it? Is it going to be rough to kind of immerse yourself into that, or do you think you can look past it pretty easy?
Oh no, you could look past it. And when I say it's like super anime, it doesn't have the incredible anime tropes. Like if you're watching like like any anime or like manga type thing, but the story is it definitely leans that way in certain points. It's never so heavy-handed or so much that you're like,
okay, so not too cringy.
No.
Any moments where like if your folks had walked in, you'd turn the game off? Like,
oh no, this is Disney. There's never any moments like this. This is incredibly wholesome.
None of that weird laughing or anything like that. All right,
no, none of that. Ha ha. No.
What was that? Final Fantasy 8? Is that
Final Fantasy 10?
10. Sorry, 10.
That's.
It's interesting so far.
Honestly, the fact that you're as on board as you are, having seen how crazy the story is, actually is kind of surprising me.
It's
most
funny
people who are
convoluted stories and stuff actually pique my interest a lot.
Okay, so then you're the exception to the rule.
Like I like movies where it's like you gotta like sit down and think. I actually think from that video, I actually picked up a decent amount of it. Just the names and stuff, and
they did.
Xenobort took over Zemnos's body and banished
listening to the video along with you.
Yeah.
They did a very good job summarizing the main points and like the main beats of the overall story in 3 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because like literally they don't mention any Disney shit whatsoever, which I guess is sort of just the wrapping of the game compared to the story.
Yeah, because obviously the main story, I mean, the only Disney involved in the main overarching story is like King Mickey's involved, Donald and Goofy. Oh, and Yen Sid, who's a wizard, which is Disney spelled backwards.
Yensid, nice.
Yeah,
All right.
he's the wizard from
Like Sword in the
Sorcerer's
Stone?
Apprentice.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Is that? I always thought that was just. Oh no, that wizard. Sorry, I was thinking Sword in the Stone. I was like, isn't that Merlin? No,
He's also in
Sorcerer's Apprentice, the buckets, and
Yeah, the buckets. Yeah,
Is that in the
he's
game?
a Keyblade. He's in this. He's a Keyblade master.
Is there Fantasia in the game?
I mean, he's the only Fantasia aspect in the game that I've seen.
You don't like play through that level or something?
Oh no, that would be. I would. Oh, that would be awesome. I would love a Fantasia
name like
level.
the top 3 coolest Disney locales that are in the games.
The top 3 cool and all the games that I've played so far. If I'm, are all the games? Are we talking about all the games or just in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Any of them.
Okay. So of the ones that I've played, top 3 Disney locales. I enjoy. Toy Story was fun.
Okay.
Toy Story was actually a lot of fun. I had a good time with that. Atlantica can go fuck itself. I know that's top 3 good ones, but Atlantica, the Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Lost in Atlantis or whatever that.
Oh no,
Disney movie was.
Atlantica. Those worlds and the things you had to do there suck. Those can go to hell.
Underwater level, yeah.
Yeah. Water levels generally do suck in most games. Nightmare Before Christmas was really fun too. The aesthetic there is really, really cool.
I could see that being dope.
And I'm really excited for Big Hero 6.
Oh, Big Hero 6 is in the new game?
Yeah, it's in the new game.
Interesting.
They showed like images, and you get to hang out with Baymax and everything. I haven't got there yet.
Isn't Big Hero 6 just San Francisco in the future? Am I wrong on that?
I mean, it's essentially futuristic San Francisco.
They don't have the Incredibles in the game, do they? I didn't know Pixar was like part of it, but yeah, I guess Toy Story.
Yeah.
Is there Wall-E shit in any of the games?
I don't think Wall-E's in it. I don't know. They haven't announced it, but I haven't played through the game completely.
Okay, so it might be in the new game. Okay, no problem.
That would be dope if it was, because then you have a little guy. It's like,
you're actually like, I'm kind of interested. I think the Disney things really helped me. I think for me the big negative sounds like the combat. I don't know if that's gonna make the game for me, to be honest, because it sounds reminiscent of Ni no Kuni too a little bit.
Those attacks definitely, like I said, that's why I shorten the animations. Sometimes when they start stacking like that, I just cancel them out completely when they activate, because it's just like, all right, I've seen this already. Okay, I got a transformation. All right, another transformation. That's probably my biggest knock against it so far, is that sometimes the combat seems more of a chore.
Got it. Now, okay, here's the big question, I guess. If I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts, right? Mm-hmm. What do I do? What game do I play? Do I buy the weird HD 1.5 shit? Do I buy like the original? Like, how do I play them? If I want to play 1, 2, and 3.
I hate answering questions with a question, but this is important. Do you want to play the full story, all 10 games, and get the entire picture, or do you want to just play the mainline ones, and just like fill in the gaps by watching YouTube videos?
You're saying each game is 30 to 40 hours?
No, each numbered one is. I don't know about the in-between ones, because I haven't played any of the offshoots.
Well, what would you pick? Oh, you haven't even played the offshoots.
I haven't played the offshoots because they have like Recoded. They have 358 over 2 days. They have Actually, no, I played Dream Drop.
God, the naming.
No, I haven't played Birth by Sleep. I played Birth by Sleep.
Okay.
I haven't played Dream Drop Distance, but those are all games in the Kingdom Hearts universe. I haven't played the browser one, but there's a browser game.
I mean, to me, I would probably pick the numbered ones and maybe fill in the gaps. But even then, I'm like,
yeah. So if you want to do the numbered ones, then probably the best way to go is get those remixes. Yeah, because it gives you the numbered ones, and some of the remixes.
Isn't there like a PS4, like Kingdom Hearts? I'm looking it up. Bundle. Let's see here. Limited edition Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix. 2.8 final chapter prologue and Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, that's pretty about between those. You'll probably have all the games. And if you want to just go to the numbered ones, you'll have the numbered ones there.
Yeah.
But they'll have the in-between filler ones if you want to try your hand at those too.
So listeners, if you're interested, I guess the Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package is what you're looking for. It's got 53 5-star ratings. That's pretty good.
That's not.
I think there's some
really
bias there from fans. All right, so maybe Berto, I don't know. Maybe I'll purchase that thing. I kind of want to do it for you.
It sounds like I'm selling you on this.
I mean, I kind of want to do it for you. I want to give you a chance. I'm just worried that I'm going to be like, this game sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but the Disney aspect of it actually has me interested because I like Disney films. I think it'd be fun to romp around in the things.
That's really the main draw for me. Just seeing the Disney characters and playing those stories.
Yeah.
Is really fun.
Maybe I'll pull the trigger on that thing. I got some Amazon money or something.
I mean, and also I'm so invested in Sora's story. I need to find out how it ends.
Yeah, I mean, poor Berto's been waiting 30 years for this or something.
Seriously, like oh my god, I've seen homies go and come and go.
Bought a PS3. It didn't come out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I bought a PS3 for this game and I have it sitting there just gathering dust because why the fuck would anyone else buy a PS3?
Do you think there's anyone who played the first two games who's like not going to play the third one, or you think it's like guaranteed?
If you've played the first two, then you're in it for the long haul, because if you didn't like the first Kingdom Hearts, then you wouldn't have gone to 2. 2 is very much more the same as the first one.
I think you've pushed me across the ledge where I will try them. I've actually always thought about trying them. I remember when we first kind of met and were talking, and I remember when I first met Allison, it was like Kingdom Hearts. I was like, oh yeah, I have no.
I have no idea what. Because
it's funny enough. People are like, oh, you play video games? I'll be like, yeah. They're like, what about Kingdom Hearts? I'm like, oh, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I have no fucking clue. And then after watching that video, you're like, Xenobort, nobodies.
Dude,
what the fuck?
First of all, Xenobort looked like a pretty cool dude. He had a nice beard in the cartoon. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say to listeners? This is your chance to sell it, dude.
I've already. I mean, if you're already on board and like with the crazy nobody Kingdom Hearts and like Keyblade Wars, and you're even after all that, you're like, let's do it. Then I'm happy. Because most people, when they hear that portion of the story and they're like, I have no fucking clue what's going on, I don't want to play this game because I've seen confusing.
Anime. I feel like if you can handle anime, it's kind of like anime. It's like just shit changes, things are dumb. Like,
and if you like convoluted stories, this is the game for you.
All right, I might try it out. Let's see, Tim. What do you think about it? Do you think you want to play? Yo, Kingdom Hearts sucks. That was Tim.
God damn it,
Tim. I had the thought to call Tim and be like, "Hey Tim, what you playing?" And like,
would you play?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't know. There was like a mystery Tim. Like he might have played one back in the day because he was a PlayStation guy. But if I had to guess, if I was a betting man, I would say Tim doesn't want to play Kingdom Hearts.
Probably not.
And wouldn't be convinced by this giggly kind of story.
I know, like his flavor of RPG is like Final Fantasy VI. He likes the Persona games, and this could not be further from Persona.
It's like the opposite of Persona. So
total opposite of Persona.
We'll see though.
You don't have people shooting themselves in the head and getting like spirit monsters coming out.
They just key themselves in the heart. And
they just key themselves in the heart and they turn into a heartless.
You know, that's a weird theme. We might be onto something there.
They unlock their hearts.
Has there ever been a Kingdom Hearts spin-off like fighting game or anything like that, or no? Because I know people want Sora and Smash Bros. I think
that would be. I mean, I would if Disney signs off on that, I would be like the first one to be like, "Here's my money, give me my Sora DLC."
It'd actually be weird if Disney like went as far as to start like cashing in on the Kingdom Hearts concept a little bit more. Because I assume they just sort of license stuff to Square Enix.
They're just licensing like all the likenesses.
If they were like, yo, let's put like in Disney World, we'll have like a Kingdom Hearts ride or something. That'd be crazy.
I don't know why they haven't already.
It'd be a weirdly easy way to tie a bunch of characters into one ride for like a
they would make
experience.
More bank than they're already making.
And then you roller coaster through the darkness and you say,
I'm just waiting for the day, because I know everybody's already been talking about this, but I'm gonna put my 2 cents in also and say the same thing. I want one of the worlds that Sora visits in a future game to be Star Wars, because Star Wars is Disney now.
Whoa, future game. This isn't the end?
No, this is the end of Xehanort's story.
Oh.
So that whole the whole long game that Xehanort's been doing, this is where it ends. This is where you find the resolution to everything that Xehanort's been doing. But they've said already they plan on making more Kingdom Hearts games.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's guaranteed. So you hear that, listeners? You might be able to play more 14 years from now. When if we make it, who knows?
So at some point in time, my children will be playing Kingdom Hearts for the first time, and it'll be like the next numbered entry.
They'll stop numbering them, and it'll be like Kingdom Hearts A-4.
ampersand pound
Daft Punk edition.
Hashtag Daft Punk edition.
There you go. All right.
Lightsaber keyblades.
So that's Kingdom Hearts for you. I hope you guys want to play it now.
Kingdom Hearts in a nutshell. Do you guys like that?
Don't want to play it now.
That's right.
I can't wait to hear from a couple people and then be like, "What the fuck were you guys talking
It's like
about?"
you guys, you could not be more off the mark.
It'll be interesting.
Get at us.
Certainly. Anything else, Berto, or what do you think? Should we wrap it up?
No, I think I've done my mitzvah. You're
You know what's funny is I actually like this. Could be an interesting thing going forward where we try to sell each other on certain games. I kind of like the idea. But only it would have to be games that like for me it'd have to be like World of Warcraft or something where it's like you guys haven't played it.
Yeah, like I've never played WoW. Sell me on, giving up the rest of my life to WoW.
No, it's only like most of your life.
Oh, most of it. Okay.
Yeah, because dude, every Tuesday there's maintenance.
Can't play okay. So I get a Tuesday back.
Even the forums are down, so you can't even whine on the forums.
Oh, okay. So I'll have some time to like sleep and maybe eat.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right.
So yeah, let's wrap it up.
That has been our third segment.
That was Berto
Kingdom
selling
Hearts
me.
3 in a nutshell. We did it, guys. We sold Garrett on it.
Yeah,
He's
maybe.
a Kingdom Hearts
we'll
fan.
see. I'm gonna play the first one, and then maybe I'll make some video reviews. You never know.
Yeah,
because those exist from me still.
Yeah,
I'm making them. I swear. I have like 4 scripts. So yeah, if you have been listening, thank you so much. As a reminder, Game Club number 3, Resident Evil 2 HD remaster. I don't know what it's called. Who cares? It's Resident Evil 2. Everyone's playing it. That will be our next podcast. So about 2 weeks from, you'll be listening to this on Tuesday. So 2 Tuesdays after that. Please play. Please get at us any way you can. Instagram's probably the best, or Twitter. Tweet your comments, thoughts, ideas, questions you have for us. If you hate us, I don't care. Get at us. Check out Instagram. It'll be on there too. I'll do some reminders. Yes. Instagram is Split Screen Synics. So take out the E's of Split Screen Synics. We're on there. Berto, you want to do some shout outs?
Yeah, I will do the social medias on top of the Instagram. Split Screen Synics is the same for Twitter as well, SCRN. So other than that, just get rid of the E's and it's Split Screen Synics. So get at us there.
SplitScreenCynics.com. We have a website.
Oh yeah, get at us there. Also, if you want to drop us a comment there.
Also Resident Evil 2. I'm probably gonna be streaming. Who knows? Twitch.tv/Garrett gets into is my thing on Twitch. I'm trying to stream more. I haven't been that much, but a little bit. I play Smash Bros. Occasionally. Who cares? That is episode 19. Berto sells Kingdom Hearts 3.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for listening. Keep on gaming. Go play Kingdom Hearts 2.0 million. Who cares?
We love you guys.
Bye.